You better retire, bro.
I put money. He wants to turn around, look at a fan booing him because he's a little baby when this shit happens. Watch. I promise you he's gonna do it. Because he does it all the time. There it is. He goes right back to a fan, as he always does. Now we got to make a whole thing about and when he does talk to he's going to make sure he talks about the fan calling him out on his bullshit. He going to make sure he does it. Whoa, what'd you say? What'd you say? No, nigga, you suck. You suck. You stuck it up.
Christian Brown today was a plus 12. He had 18 points and 12 rebounds and 4 assists and 3 steals. He's only had 1 3 that he made today, but he was great in transition. Him and Westbrook had a bad sequence at the end of the game I'll get to here in a little bit. But just, again, the starters for the most part did really well, and they all did their job. You know, I think Malone, Jalen Pickett today, he went to plus 4 in his minutes. He played 32 minutes, y'all. He had 9 points, 5 assists, and I thought his defense was pretty good. He was 4-6 from the field, but Malone, you know how he is. He does not trust young players. And so Russ got a chance today because he's a veteran to close over Jalen Pickett, even though Jalen Pickett was better today. Objectively, he was a better player today. I have shared this with you all for, I don't even know, like I mean, I've been tracking this now for 25 games. Russ has 5 turnovers today. That puts Russ at, let's see, last 25 games since I started tracking this for Russell Westbrook. He's leading the team in turnovers. Russ is averaging 3.9 turnovers per game the last 25 games. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
made
8.
him so much better.
So 7, 10.
That was so
Let me see. 7, 10.
That's
We got
amazing.
19, 24, 29, 30, 36, 41. Let me do this for y'all.
averaging 4 turnovers off the bench is so
the bench
crazy,
is
bro.
So in the last
Off the
in the
bench
last
is
8
crazy.
games, Russell Westbrook has 41 turnovers.
And what-
He's averaging
41 in
5.15
25
turnovers
games.
per game. In the last 25 games, he's averaging 3.9. In the last 8 games, Russell Westbrook is averaging 5 turnovers a game. And this is where
Wait, in 8
everybody's
games?
here for this.
5 turnovers.
This is where the
a
actual
game.
basketball criticisms come from.
Yeah.
I have
He
had
has
to listen
39 turnovers.
many
in
of
the
his
last
stands.
8
As
games.
many people did not want him in Denver because they
Not
felt like it
included
became to Denver, he would take a role and would not be getting heavy minutes. And they care more about him playing heavy minutes on a bad team because he can collect stats for his reputation and for his legacy, as
Westbrook
opposed
had a
to
season
playing
averaging
winning
5.4.
basketball
Yeah,
on a
because
winning team.
He was the
And
only
all
player on
year,
the team that could dribble.
me and many others have tried to, I think, train a lot of Russ fans to understand like what exactly it is you need to do to win at this level. Because there are things you have to do, especially for a backup player. You have to be
Train is
low
great.
maintenance,
I'm not
low
gonna lie, train
turnovers,
is actually insane.
lower usage, and then higher efficiency in
We
what
had
you're
to
doing,
train
especially at
these
that spot. And
people
Russ has had really
about
good
what he
moments
needs to
this year.
do. We had to
He's had
train
some really
them.
good games, namely the Thunder
Train
game,
at
where there was no
37
Jamal Murray,
years.
no
That's
Michael
the
Porter
goal.
Jr., or no Aaron Gordon.
17 years, you
So
gotta
that
train
the
them.
game that he played
Yo,
spectacularly.
that nigga train you about your best,
But
your
every
favorite player.
single
You crazy.
time,
He has
I
one
have
of those,
tried
man. What
to
is
have conversations about Russell Westbrook this year. The criticisms, even as someone who has actively supported him and wanted him on the roster for several different reasons, and he's performed at times. Moments like today are what I have said are his issues.
Come on now.
And moments like today is what I have said that have cost him throughout his career, but also even this
that's
season. Russ had 5 turnovers today. That's a big deal. Like Westbrook fans have to stop, and I would say people that are Russ supporters have to stop, and even Malone a little bit have to stop making excuses or sweeping under the rug.
They
That
gotta
a
stop.
6 man who's not a
Wait,
starter,
wait.
who's not one of your 5 best players,
Uh-huh.
is turning the ball over at that clip.
Oh.
And it's excusable because this is just the way he plays.
Oh, so you're
Russ
saying
has
this is
been in the
who he
league
is?
for far too long.
Oh.
For him to get the ball with a steal on a bad pass from the Wolves, you have the basketball. You have an opportunity to slow it up or just simply dunk the ball, slow down if you don't like the momentum you're carrying to the basket. Russ missed 4 layups today. And every time I
That's
note
his
this,
fault, bro. Come on.
Russ fans are saying,
He did not have to put the hand
Swiper,
up like that.
why do you track these kind of things for Russ? Why is this important? You don't do this for other players.
Wait, oh my God.
When you are a player
Ready tonight.
that is a higher usage player that is not an efficient player, you getting easier shots, which is open threes in the NBA and layups or dunks in the NBA. You have to convert those at a fairly high level. Russ does not. And he does with Jokic in the game. He's much better than he is without.
Stop putting it in here. We saw it.
And today, Russ missed 4 layups. And I noted this. And again, his fans are again upset about that because they feel like you should not bring those things up. But what happened today, and I mean this genuinely, and I mean this from a basketball standpoint, what happened today in getting the ball off a steal in the second overtime, and then doing what him and Christian did. And Russ is the veteran. You should have known better. And then missing a layup, and then coming back on the other end completely out of control, flying at Nickeil Alexander-Walker and fouling a three-point shooter with 0.1 seconds left on the clock. That is the most egregious back-to-back play in a high-leverage game, in a high-leverage moment of any player in the NBA this year. No if, ands, or buts about it. There is nothing to try to skirt away from. Those 2 plays cost the Denver Nuggets this game. And I truly never try to blame just one play or 2 plays for why something happened. The offensive rebounding was an issue in the first half.
Jokic missed layup on Julius Randle.
But in this game, Russ had an opportunity to slow it out and then go to the free throw line. Somebody go to the free throw line.
Yes.
And it didn't happen.
This nigga is so speechless.
So, I think that Malone, he has to have a reality check with himself. Some of this is. He does. He has to have a reality check with himself. He is so reliant on veterans, and I've talked about this for years. If you're in the Denver market, you already know this. He is so reliant on veterans that he will forego younger players who are playing better. And he will trust older players because he trusts they're going to be better in those situations. I mean, really, it's just, and per Rachel Strand, Mile High, Russell Westbrook left the arena before speaking to any media folks. Not out of the norm for him, to be honest, as he's done this a majority of the season.
A majority of his career.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating.
Swiper is now singing the same song that we've all sung. So Swiper now going back and saying, let me go look at his turnovers that he's now averaging. And I went back even further. He's averaging 4 turnovers a game over the last 35 games. There is a possibility that he's going to end this season for half of the year averaging 4 turnovers a game, where many of these games he's coming off of the bench. I want everybody to understand this.
I said this in chat earlier and it got deleted. Russ right now is 6th in the league in turnovers this season, and he's played.
Jesus.
He's played 1,900 minutes, and everybody else ahead of him is at like 2,500, 2,300. He's played
that's actually insane.
Yes, he's 6th. Yes, he is 6th. Yeah, so that's the point I want to make. I learned when Russ was with us that, hey, maybe the turnovers are going to go down because he has a lesser role on the team, because that was an argument back when he came with the Lakers. The reason why he turns the ball over a lot is because he's on a team where he handles the ball a lot. His usage is up. No, he just makes bad decisions. He's a terrible decision maker. And it doesn't matter who you put on the team, because at this point, Russ has now shared the floor with some of the greatest minds ever. Now Jokic, before Kawhi, then LeBron. He's played with KD. It doesn't matter if he's a second option next to KD. The second option with KD flexing sometime as the first, or the first option, or now we're moving towards PG and you're second, or now you're next to Bradley Beal, or now you're next to LeBron and AD, or now you're next to Kawhi and James and PG, and now you're next. It doesn't fucking matter. He just makes bad decisions, and it's actually even worse that within an even smaller amount of time on a smaller role, he still finds a way to squeeze in 4 turnovers a game. He just makes bad decisions. There's nothing that's ever going to change about that. Second thing, bro, his finishing has been cooked for years. And what Swiper is saying is 100% facts. 100% facts.
He's at a 23% usage, and he has more turnovers than Jokic.
23% usage, bro. Here's him running out of the locker, running off the floor.
You better retire, bro.
I put money because he did this shit in Denver. So I know for a fan is going to yell at him at the tunnel, and he's going to do the same shit he always does because he can't take any real criticism and blame when he does some of the most dumbest shit. He wants to turn around, look at a fan booing him because he's a little baby when this shit happens. Watch. I promise you he's going to do it because he does it all the time. There it is. He goes right back to a fan, as he always does. Now we got to make a whole thing about and when he does talk to he's going to make sure he talks about the fan calling him out on his bullshit. He gonna make sure he does it. Whoa, what'd you say? What'd you say? No, nigga, you suck. You suck. You stuck it up. He did this shit in Utah, and I think in Utah they might have said something crazy. But you do this shit in Denver, of course they about to say something. They gonna say something crazy to you because, bro, you were terrible. So again, the decision making, it doesn't matter. He's been next to against some of the greatest minds of all time, and his decision making still sucks. He just sucks, dog.
Yes, sir. Nuggets win. Yes, sir.
Nuggets win.
Oh God.
But wait, there's more.
God.
Just wait.
Whoa. Hold on. What? Are they calling a foul?
There's a foul?
Are they calling a foul?
No, or are they just reviewing it?
I think they're seeing if there's a foul in the play. If there's time still. They're saying there's a foul. It's about if there's time.
No.
Oh.
Oh, he had to get up and leave. Yes, because now y'all are starting to realize what everybody has been saying for years about Russ. Years. This is years in the making. So again, it does not matter what team he goes on. It doesn't matter. He's been doing this forever. His decision making, he's a poor decision maker. As a star, he's one of the lowest IQs I think I've ever seen in my life. Maybe the lowest as a star caliber player. This man went out there on a fast break, up one with like 10 seconds left, decided to still take a shot, even though he could have just pulled the ball back out and let the clock burn when there was only one player on the opposing team running back with them. Still didn't do that. Took the layup and missed it. A fast break layup. Went back on the other side of the floor and then fouled. He is genuinely speaking, and I mean this sincerely, Russ is one of the worst decision makers I've ever seen. He still finds a way to average 4 turnovers, even in a smaller role. And Swiper is right. When you are a role player and you are missing the shots that the superstars are leveraging for you, you're getting open threes, open layups, and you've missed those, there is quite literally nothing on the floor for you. Nothing. You need to be benched. And so now Swiper is singing the same tune. Oh, Mike Malone need to have a reality check. Darvin Ham and Frank Vogel needed one too. But again, the nigga that needs to have a reality check is number 0. Well, now 4. He needs to have the reality check. He's the one who needs to realize, get off the floor, do something, think the game more. Ty Lue needed a reality check. But the problem is that when people were sitting there telling y'all what the real was, you don't know basketball. You fat slob jubba the hut ass nigga. You don't know shit. Here we are though. Here we are in 2025, and it's the same song and dance. That nigga can put a jersey on and play in China, and they'll be calling him all crazy shit. Cause the nigga cannot make decisions. He's a poor decision maker. It does not matter. That's Russ. That's who he was. That's who he is. That's who he always will be.